Hello everyone, welcome back to Private Online Academy. In the previous class, we seen regarding the structure and function of the heart. How the oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood will transport through the arteries and veins. So we seen the structure and function of the oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood detail in the last class. Today we are going to discuss the cardiac cycle. What is cardiac cycle? How the cardiac cycle will take place in our human heart. We are going to discuss today. First coming to our heart. So we know that it is a heart, right? So in the heart, the cardiac cycle. What is mean by cardiac cycle? So we given that the human heart starts beating around 21st day during the embryonic development. So during the baby growth, on the 21st day, when baby starts growing at our womb, on the 21st day, the heart starts beating. So the 21st day, the heart starting, and this heartbeat starts till our end of our life, right? So one contraction and one relaxation of atria and ventricle is called cardiac cycle. So one contraction coming together closer, smaller, and relaxation. Contraction and relaxation. One contraction and relaxation of both arteria and ventricles is known as one cardiac cycle. Then what is saying? We start that imagination of that all of four chambers of the heart in relaxed state. So diastole and systole. There are two terms, diastole and systole. Diastole means in relaxed position. Systole means in contract position. Blood from the vena cava and pulmonary veins enter into the right and left atria respectively. So the blood from the inferior vena cava and superior vena cava. The blood from superior vena cava and inferior vena cava will enter. The deoxygenated blood will enter into the right atria, and from here the pulmonary veins, the right atrium, at the left atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. So the pulmonary veins will collect the oxygenated blood that which is filtered at that which is get oxygenated at the lungs. So after getting the oxygen blood and deoxygenated blood will enter into the right ventricle and left ventricle through the contraction. We know the blood enters in this deoxygenated blood and this oxygen blood. So during this blood will enter into right ventricle and left ventricle through the contraction. Through the contraction means through the contraction of right atrium and right ventricle. Through the contraction, by the pressure, the heart size will be decreases through the contraction. The valves, the two valves, that is tricuspid valve, it is tricuspid valve and it is bicuspid valve. The two valves will open and it act as a gate valve, and the blood will enter into the blood is entered to right atrium and left atrium, right atrium and left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. After entering, the valves will start closing. The valves will start closing. This is tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve. Simply listen. Whenever the blood enters, this is a deoxygenated blood and it is oxygenated blood enters to the forcefully contraction of the right atrium and right ventricle. Through the contraction, to the smaller size, the blood enters into the right atrium and right ventricle and left ventricle. After entering the blood into right ventricle and left ventricle, through the tricuspid and bicuspid valve will open. After closing, the tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve will close. So during closing, it will produce the sound known as lub. So while closing, these two valves after opening and prevent backward flow of the blood and closes with the forcefully. The closing, during closing, it hears sound as a lub sound. Then from here the lub sound will be here. Then the blood from here and here, that is right ventricle and left ventricle, the blood forcefully again the contraction will enters into the pulmonary arteries and aortic valve through the forceful contraction. During the forceful contraction, again there is one more two valves present. These two valves will start opens. So during opening, through the forceful pressure, the blood will enter into the pulmonary artery and aorta. So from here it enters the aorta, and from this region it is enters into pulmonary arteries. Clear? After entering, what happens? During entering, through forceful contraction, the blood, everything enters into these two streams. After entering, these veils will, during entering, the veil starts open. The veil start open. During entering the blood, the veil starts open. After opening, it will prevent backward flow of the blood. So suddenly it starts closing. The veils will start closing, and during closing, suddenly forcefully closing, we will hear the sound as dub. So from these veils, listen carefully. From these veils, we hear the sound of the lub, right? And from this, we hear the dub sound, lub sound and dub. So these were the sounds we'll hear by heartbeat. For when you are silence, during, after playing, after high running, very speed running, you will hear your heartbeat like lub dub, the sound of your heart. So the sound is produced because of these veils. Clear? The lub sound will be produced by the tricuspid veil and bicuspid veil, and dub sound will be produced by the closing and opening of these veils. Clear? So one cardiac cycle. This is known as one cardiac cycle. Simply the blood will enter, oxygenated direction blood will enter. From here the blood enters into this ventricle, right ventricle, and the blood enters into these ventricles. After this, to the forceful contraction, again the blood will enter from this. The blood is supplied from the aorta. The blood is supplied to the all over body parts. Clear? So this is known as cardiac cycle. Simply through the lub sound and dub sound, the cardiac cycle will take place. What you can look here, look at the image. Here the blood is entering into the blood is, look at this image. The blood is entering from the superior inferior vena cava, that is deoxygenated blood. After entering, this blood will enter into the ventricle, okay, through the pressure. After this, again the blood is entering to the superior pulmonary veins, that is entering to the pulmonary arteries and aortic veins, right? Look here, the green color structure blood is able to entering inside. That is known as one cardiac cycle. The blood enters. Next, what is given? Next, coming to here, the time needed for the atrial contraction, that is atrial systole, is 0.11 seconds to 0.14 seconds. The time needed for the contraction, of the atrial. For the contraction of the atrial, it will take just 0.11 to 14 seconds. Between that seconds, the arterial veins are able to contraction and coming to the normal state. Contraction, that is systole, and relaxation, that is diastole. And he given the animals and the weight of the body and weight of the heart and number of heartbeats per minute. Look here, we are getting here blue whale. So blue whale is the largest animal in the world. Weighting, what you get? 1,50,000 kgs. It is in lakh, okay. The weight of the blue whale body is 1,50,000, and the weight of the heart, only the weight of the heart size is 750 kgs. 750 kgs. Imagine how the big the heart of the blue whales. Through the arteries and veins of the blue whales, man can easily crawl inside of the heart. From the inside of the heart, the man can easily crawl, go inside and come out of the arteries and veins. That much big size of the blue whale heart is. And per minute, only the 7 times, the common contraction and relaxation will take place only 7 times per minute. Okay, per minute will take only 7 times. Next, coming to elephant, the weight of the elephant body is 3,000 kgs. Then number of heartbeat per minute is equal to 12 to 21. Sorry, the weight of the heart. The weight of the heart is 12 to 21 kgs of the elephant hand, and the number of heartbeats per minute is 46 times. Next, in our human, that is man, The average weight is 60 to 70 kgs, and weight of our heart is, the average weight of our heart is 300 grams, and number of beats is given 76. Okay, healthy person can beat 72 minutes, 72 beats per minute. Healthy person can beat 72 per minute, times per minute. Next, polyteal board. Look at this board. Only the weight of the body is only 8 grams. Only 8 grams. And weight of the heart is 0.15 grams. Okay, 0.15 grams. And look here how the speed it is able to beating. It is able to beat 1200 times per minute. Per minute, 1200 beats is able to taking this heart. Next, we are going to see the single circulation and double circulation. So, what is single circulation and what is double circulation? Look at this image. So, this diagram shows this single circulation and this diagram shows the double circulation. Understand carefully. Single circulation. From this diagram, single circulation and double circulation. Simply, the blood will enters into heart only for one time during one's complete circulation is known as single circulation, whereas the blood enters twice into the heart during one single circulation is known as double circulation. In human bodies, it is double circulation and it is single circulation. Look here. These are the veins. It will collect the deoxygenated blood. These are the veins. This will collect the deoxygenated blood. And here capillaries, gills will be present. Imagine, take an example as a fish. Okay, example as a fish. Here the veins, the deoxygenated blood will enters and again divided into capillaries, small blood like capillaries called as the veins. And here gills. The deoxygenated through the gills, the deoxygenated blood will convert it into oxygenated blood, and the oxygenated blood will travel to the entire body surface and body parts. Again into the tissues and everything, the oxygenated blood will enters and the deoxygenated blood will again comes to the heart. So from this, from one complete circulation, the blood is entering only once in one time for any heart, one time to the heart. That is known as single circulation. Look here, look at this image here. Whatever the green light is blue like structure connecting, it is known as deoxygenated blood. Clear? So in the deoxygenated blood, what happens? We know that whenever the deoxygenated blood firstly enters into the right atrium and right ventricle, right? After entering deoxygenated blood, what happens? The deoxygenated blood will enter to the lungs from the heart. Firstly, the blood enters into the heart, that is deoxygenated blood. After entering, the deoxygenated blood will enter into the lungs. At the lungs, the deoxygenated blood will becomes oxygenated. After getting oxygenated, again the blood will enters into the blood is entering into the heart. So from this we can see that the blood is entering into the heart twice before one complete circulation. I am repeating once again. The blood will enters into heart twice before the complete circulation. That circulation we call as a double circulation. Clear everyone? Look here. So it is a deoxygenated blood entering from superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Deoxygenated blood. This is heart, right? From the heart, again the blood is traveling to the lungs, right? From the lungs, the blood will become the deoxygenated blood will become the oxygenated blood and enters into the heart, right? Enters into the heart. After entering into the heart through the aorta, it will travel through the all over body parts, right? Is entering twice into the blood is entering twice into the heart. That type of circulation is known as double circulation, and single time the blood is entering one time into the heart during one complete cycle is known as single circulation. There is single circulation, example is fish, and double circulation, example is human beings. Clear? Next, coming to the lymphatic vessels, lymphatic system. So what is lymphatic system and what is lymphatic vessel, and what is the use, what is the function of the lymphatic system in our human body? What is the function of lymphatic system in our human body? Look at this. These are the lymphatic system. Connected look appears as the same as blood vessels. The function of the lymphatic system. The function of the lymphatic system is, look here. Next, coming to lymphatic system. So what you can have you ever observed what happened to your feet overnight journey in sitting position without moving? We feel that our footwear is little tight and elders will be clear that lower part of legs will be swollen. This stage is called edema. This stage is called edema. During when elder people start doing journey overnight for long period of sitting, we will see that the legs will be little bit swollen. So what is the reason for this reason? What is the reason for this falling legs? Because of the accumulation of lymphatic fluid at our legs. The accumulation of lymphatic fluid at over the legs. For that reason, the swelling will takes place. The swollen we call this process we call as the edema. This process we call as the edema. So coming to lymphatic system. So these are the lymphatic system. Same look like as a blood vessels, blood capillaries. These are the lymphatic system connected to our body parts. Whenever the oxygenated blood will enter, transfer to the all our body parts. During transportation, the oxygen blood vessels are divided into blood capillaries, right? These are blood vessels. Again, these are blood vessels divided into small, fine like fibers, that is blood capillaries. From the blood capillaries, the blood is able to enter the tissue level, right? The blood is able to enter the tissue level, means that is able to getting some amount of nutrient food as well as oxygen, nutrient food supplements that should be entered into the tissue level. So directly from the blood capillaries, the liquid fluid will be enters in the tissues, which is in the white fluid like structures. That fluid which is light white fluid like structure, these will enter in the tissues. After entering the tissues, that will collect the deoxygenated and excretory wastages from the tissues, unwanted wastes from the tissues. And again, this fluid will some amount of fluid will enters into the blood capillaries. Some amount of fluid will enters in the blood capillaries. The remaining fluid will form a lymphatic node. Lymphatic system, the remaining fluid will follow the lymphatic system as shown in the figure. The function of the lymphatic system is to fight against the diseases causing organism. It is able to fight against the disease causing organism, and the lymphatic system will be active during the muscle contraction and relaxation. So for that reason, people should suggest that we should walk properly. We should walk at least 2 to 3 kilometers per day. During walking, our muscle movements will take place. During the muscle movement, the transport of lymphatic fluid will proper takes place. For that reason, without walking, if you are sitting alone, continuously for long period during elder peoples, we can see that the legs will become swollen because of the accumulation of lymphatic fluid at lower region of their legs. Due to accumulation, the legs will be swollen. That with the swollen we call as the edema. Clear? So they will form a separate lymphatic system. From this, the lymphatic fluid will transport. Major the function of the lymphatic system to fight against the disease causing organisms, and is able to supply the food materials, that is nutrient and food materials into the tissue level. Clear? This is a function of the lymphatic system in our body. And this lymph is look like a white color in structure. It is a water fluid like structure, look as a water which is in white color in nature. Lymph is a vital link between the blood and the tissues, by which essential substance pass from the blood to the cells and excretory products from the cells to the blood. Simply the exchange of nutrients from the blood. Whenever the oxygen nutrients coming from the blood, it is able to traveling into the tissues. At the tissues, the oxygen blood will be utilized and the nutrients will be utilized, and the deoxygenated and excretory waste products will enters into the lymphatic system. Again, it is enters into the blood vessels, blood capillaries. Simply the exchange of nutrients and excretory system, unwanted substance exchange will takes place intermediate between the lymphatic system.